Hey gang, today we're taking a look at C-310 God Ginrai from the Super God Masterforce toy line. Now, this is actually not an original figure. Believe it or not, I actually got this from Toys R Us back in about 2001-ish. I remember distinctly walking into Toys R Us and there this guy was, and I couldn't believe it, so I bought it. And back then it was around 40-50 bucks, but it was worth every penny. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box and get a look on. So here we have the figure out of the box, and it's not just one figure, but really it's three different figures all in one box. We have Ginrai, the trailer, God Bomber, then we've got I should say this is Ginrai, and this would be God Ginrai, something like that, and all of his accessories and giant head. Now, you're probably wondering, why aren't any there? Why don't I see any stickers? Well, that would be because the stickers kind of got destroyed. The box and the stickers were met with a very unpleasant fate in my storage unit, and well, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but all the stickers are completely warped, and they got all soaked. The figure is fine, though the stickers and the instructions are not in the best of shape. I'm sure I could go to repro labels, but I prefer just leaving the figure as is. So let's go ahead and combine everything up into vehicle mode and take a look. So here we have God Ginrai combined with the God Bomber unit in vehicle mode. Now, as you might or might not know, the Power Master Ginrai right here, or Masterforce Ginrai, is actually the main consciousness of this whole unit. The kicker is that the trailer and the cab are actually what are called transectors, and the Masterforce unit is actually the consciousness, as opposed to Power Masters, where you've got a consciousness for the engine and then a consciousness for the robot. A little bit different in the Japanese series. The God Bomber unit is more like an artificial intelligence. It's not really alive, so to speak. And it's normally piloted in the show by three of the junior headmasters, not it by itself. It's very, very strange, but cool nonetheless when you see it in the show. So let's go ahead and get him apart and transform him into robot and base modes. Leaving just the trailer, I do want to point out that there are some major differences between this trailer and what we got here in the US, specifically the arms, or these columns right here. These columns are completely different in Japan than what we got in the US, and some of the other designs internally are a little bit different. But the overall structure and transformation is exactly the same. To start, we're going to lift up the back of the trailer here, and then that will allow us to flip the sides of the trailer back. Once we do that, we can come along to the back and actually open up the rear of the trailer and open it all the way out. Now, my figure is very, very tight, but if you've got this figure, yours might not be. Something I like to do here is fold out these bits just for added stability. And what I mean is these are the trailer hitches or trailer doors in this mode. Once you open the back up, you can then lay the figure down like this, and then you could fold this front section down, and then you could flip out these side pieces and fold out some ramps. And then you could take the hitch and fold that up to form a big arse cannon. And then when you take the cannons, take these side pieces, fold them out, and put them straight up. And there you go. Now let's go ahead and attach all the guns. So we attach this gun, these gray guns to the sides here. And then we attach the black guns that were on the top of the vehicle mode to the sides of the posts, or what I like to call the pseudo-metroplex posts. And here we have the base mode. Now, please excuse the lack of stickers, but as I said, my stickers are ruined right now. For the cab unit, if you've ever had Power Master Prime, it's the same thing. Now, I do want to state, this is die-cast metal. This whole front section right here, up to the hinges on the wheels, complete 100% die-cast metal. So we take Ginrai in his engine form and plug him in. That will unlock the figure. fold the wheels down to form the legs, and then fold out the back of the wheels, or fold them down. Then take the front, or the rear of the cab, fold the rear of the cab out to form the arms, and then flip the arms down, and then reach up the top of the cab, and flip out the head. Now you'll notice that this does look a little bit different than Power Master Optimus Prime. The face on Power Master Optimus Prime is just a little bit different. And the one thing I really hate is the fact that I didn't apply the stickers, because you get some really nice looking shots here if the stickers are actually applied. That's a pain. But like traditional G1, you've got very limited posability here. There's not much you could pose here except the arms. But this guy still has a special place in my heart since I loved Power Master Prime. Next up is the God Bomber unit. Now, the God Bomber unit is more of a parts former than anything else, and you'll see what I mean here in a second if you don't know what the term parts former is. Pretty much all we're going to do is just take him apart into different components. So, you do have to be a little bit careful. These pegs here and these holes are a little loose. So we're just taking him apart into his different components. And that's it. Well, halfway for the transformation anyway. For the God Bomber unit, or Bomber unit, we'll take these two pieces that formed the back of the Bomber mode, and then reach underneath and pull out these feet, like that. Then we will take this section that sat on top of that, reach behind it, and fold out the robot head, then just plug him into his legs, like that. Then we'll take the wings, the red wings, and we will peg them into the sides like this. Then that will give us clearance to take the fists and peg them in, like that. Then come around to the back of the figure and take the front of the unit and create a back for him. And that will give us enough clearance, or actually a place, to peg the missile launcher in. There we go. There's the Bomber unit. Now he's a little bit bigger than Prime, or Ginrai, I should say. But with everything else, these guys are very, very cool together. So you've got all this stuff together. Very, very cool looking, but I will admit, it would look a lot better with stickers. As you all have realized by now, Ginrai can combine with the base. Of course you can. That's just par for the course. But we'll go ahead and show you how to do that anyway. To start off, I've gone ahead and removed all the weapons. Then, take the front ramp, fold it up, and take the big gun in the front and fold that down onto the top. Fold the ramps up on the sides and fold them in. You will need to fold up those columns in order to get some clearance. And then fold in the ramps, the vehicle mode ramps. And then return the figure to trailer mode, for the most part. Finally, take these red pieces, fold them out and down, and then slide out the fists, and we're ready for Ginrai. Just return him to vehicle mode, like that. And then the only thing we're going to do is fold up the rear of the vehicle, turn it around, and drop it into place. And then finally, take the big arse head, plug that in, and then start decking them out with guns. And here we have Super Ginrai, or Power Master Prime as we know him in the US. Super Ginrai is just a lot of fun. The giant guns, big-ass robot, just a whole lot of fun. Yeah, he's a brick, so what? It's just very, very cool. Thank you, what was it, late 1980s, early 1990s? But Super Ginrai here does have one more gimmick to him, and that is with the Bomber unit, which is just a bit shorter than Ginrai here. So let's just compare these two guys up for you. There we go. Now, obviously, as you can guess, these two also combine, which I'll show you here in just a second. Oh, my turntable does not like the weight of these two. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. These guys together are heavy. Ginrai itself weighs at least 2 to 3 pounds. I mean, this sucker is not light, but it is a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I have it because it's a nice differentiation between the original Power Master version that I have it in storage versus this guy. There are differences here. The arms, some of the molding on the legs, and even the head are different. So, like I said, this guy's just pretty darn cool, and I wish I had stickers for it. So let's go ahead and merge them up. I've gone ahead and disassembled Bomber here, so we can go ahead and take a look at the transformation. To start off with, we'll take Super Ginrai and spread his legs out just a bit so that we can attach the feet. And the feet actually go on in kind of a weird way. You have to just get it in just kind of just right to get them to line up. So, take it, and we actually get this lined up with that. I'm sorry, this pinhole will line up with this screw hole. And then once we do that, you just kind of snap it into place. And it doesn't really want to stay all that much. It is a little bit finicky, though. So that's oh, there we go. There's the other part. There we go. So what you're doing is, with the wheels pointing in, you have to get this screw hole lined up with this hole here, and then this connector bit connects to this little hole right in the back. So really, what you do is just kind of line it up, and I hate to say it, but kind of just got to force it on, like that. Then for the front of the figure, we'll take the shiny part of God Bomber, fold down the hitch, and slide him over the figure like this until it snaps into place. You could fold that back if you want. Then lift up the cannon in the back and take the front of God Bomber and just attach him to those pegs like that. And you can just fold that down. And then take the God Bomber arms and connect them to the Ginrai arms. But first, fold up the fists. Unfortunately, the fists on mine don't want to fold up all the way. Like that. Come around to the back again and peg the wings in here. Like that. And finally, the big cannon, you actually turn it on its side and peg it in right here. Now, I haven't bothered to take the missiles off the runners. I'm just going to leave them on for now. And then, finally, what you could do is you can arm him with all the other guns. And you can put them pretty much wherever the heck you want. But, really, these things go best pretty much down here. And here we have God Ginrai in combined robot mode. And this is just a letter of love for me. I love this guy. He's so crazy, he's so silly, but it's just so much fun to have this guy. Yeah, he's big, he's bulky, he's a brick, but as I said, he just looks cool. Now, as I've stated before in this review, the stickers are kind of needed. I really wish the stickers had survived the flood in my storage unit, but they didn't. Oh well, there's nothing I could do about that, so I'm going to have to look online for some of the stickers. But you know what, guys? If you can get a hold of this set, I really recommend picking it up. Like I said, I got it out of Toys R Us, but I think there was another unit or another re-release from Takara. This actually might be the Takara re-release. So pick it up if you can. I mean, if you're a G1 fan, you really need to get this in your collection. This is one of those holy grail items, especially from Masterforce, along with a bunch of the other figures like Overlord. Like I said, this one's one of the ones for the history books, so if you can find him, I strongly recommend picking him up because I think he's a whole lot of fun.